I don't know what my passion is. I love people. Podcasting is still really, it seems like it's a good market to get into in 2016.
Still
which
is
is fire.
now,
It
man.
still is. It
Yeah.
still is. So I just said, let's fire it up. And I just started. And I remember the day so 2 years ago from yesterday, when I uploaded that first podcast, I told myself, if I ever want people to take me seriously, I got to treat this thing as if I'm already at the top. And ever since then, I've just kept my head down. I've been solely focused on doing anything and everything to make this project grow. And it's really just become a platform for me to really learn who I am. Like the person that has grown in 2 years, man, I wasn't coming in here with this high energy 2 years ago. I was always a very like kind of upbeat person, but I wasn't as confident and as comfortable in my skin as I am today.
That's amazing.
Like I'm ready. You want to like bring in anybody? I'll send me the pitch. I'm hitting the grand slam. Like I'm not the smartest. I wasn't the smartest in school. There's a lot of flaws that I need to work on myself, but I'm confident and I believe that I can push myself to great things whenever the opportunity arises. Like I'm ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's just been it really just the one thing that I want people to recognize is it all comes down to why you started this podcast, as we were just talking about earlier. It was like you guys wanted to add more content to what you guys are already doing. Yep. So I started this podcast trying to find myself. I didn't start this, and you didn't start podcasting because, I want to make a lot of money. Oh, this is going to be...
Time out. It's not happening.
You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people get it mixed up, and they start for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And they don't realize how much work is going to have to go in to finally make that dollar bill.
Yeah, it's
like I'm 2 years in, and I haven't made $1.
So it's funny. You say you're 2 years in, and you just hit episode 100.
It'll be 100 this week.
I think 100 comes out by the time this is out.
Oh yeah,
you'll be past.
So when will this come out?
A couple weeks from now.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. So
this you'll
be over 100.
Over 100.
Right? So for the people out there that don't understand what it takes to make 100 of these, I mean, like, so the process that we started was we're like, okay, we want to do a podcast.
Yep.
We're going to focus it around things that our agency focuses on, but we want to bring in cool guests, things like that. Let's do one once a month.
Yep.
We did one, like we started out 2 of them once a month. We just did month 1, month 2. It was like good for like a week and then crickets. Yeah. Because content is it's like a fire hose, right?
Speed.
So then we're like, okay, let's speed it up. Let's step it up. We want to go every 2 weeks. So we're like, all right, we can do it every 2 weeks. That's no problem. And at this point, we were just doing audio. Just audio in 2 weeks, man. It was like already like, okay, we're in a blender because now we have to think of double the amount of topics in a month or you know, whatever. So then I had the crazy idea. I'm like, Andrew, people are starting to really kind of gravitate towards the podcast. Why don't we do one once a week so we keep it fresh? It keeps our social fresh. And he's like, I don't know, man. And I was like, oh, well, hold on. I want to add video.
Not only are we going to go weekly, we're going to add video.
And then he's
content.
like, okay, so how can we do this with one camera? And I'm like, no. I was like, dude, we're going to do multi-camera. Like,
I love it.
Yeah, we're going like, if we're going to go for this, we got to go big, for it, man. But the amount of time it takes to produce this thing, you know, it's now me and my teammate, Oz, we're producing it together. And together it takes us still like 15 hours, you know? But people out there don't realize it, man. They think it's just like you flip a switch and then all of a sudden, you know.
Then it's there. But it does take, and that's something I'm still struggling with today.
That's not even behind the scenes. That's not even the like research for, you know.
So that's something that I'm still struggling with on trying to get better is the time that it takes me to produce, right? Like I want to get it down even to less, but I'm also realizing that I like the way I'm rolling things out. I like, you know, I build out these big outlines on my website. Yeah. And I like because now I can go back and I have something as a guide if I ever need to do a callback to a certain episode. So for example, there was a podcast that I had with Blake Pinsker. He is the brand director of brand for Movement watches, Movement everything.
Saw that. Yep.
Huge brand, right? Right now they just got acquired for $100 million, big time for them, right? And I wanted to like put a post as a tribute to show like congratulations to him because he was on the podcast. And I was like, boom, I already have the outline. So I went back to my outline, looked at the entire outline of the podcast. I don't remember every conversation, but I could find, experience working with Movement. 39 minutes in, went to the 39-minute marker. Within 3 minutes, I found the clip that I needed and I posted it. Now, that doesn't happen all the time, but the reference is there for when I need it. So, you know, people see most of the podcasts I put out are about an hour and a half. I I try to do an hour. Never happens.
It's hard.
I think hours like a great it's like giving people a piece of content as consumption. Like, here's just an hour of your time. Just hit play and you'll be done in an hour. And I've quickly realized, especially in moments like this, when you bring people in, this could be a once in a lifetime conversation. I don't want to cut it short,
right?
Because I don't want to produce it,
right?
Because I don't want to spend an extra hour or two. If the long as the guest has time, I'm going. We're just gonna roll with it. But to summarize it, it's like the research process is not even, I don't even know how to describe it. My head's always on a swivel. I'm always looking for the next story. If I come across somebody, I'll reach out to them via email, DM, or sometimes mutual friends will connect me and the person. And then, we figure out a time, when's going to work best. Cool. I don't do any of like the real research until it's confirmed, because I'm not wasting my time and then they back out. So confirm, we're going to do this on a Thursday. Cool. Then I'll spend, depending on the guest, I mean, it could be anywhere from like an hour and a half to 3 hours. Very, very few I've done maybe 4 hours of research. And that's only because I'll watch interviews, and that takes a little bit of time. But most it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours of research. Then that day they're going to come in. I'm prepping about an hour out, just turning my bedroom into a studio.
Which is amazing. We're going to link that behind the scenes.
There's a clip I can send you.
Man, because that's amazing.
Then I have to turn the bedroom into the studio. My homie comes in, Kirk. He shoots BTS. We do a little like couple minute segment about who the guest is coming in. Guests will come in. I got to prep them, spend 15, 20 minutes talking to them about the process, why I started Purpose in the Youth. They come in, we get ready for it. They record the podcast. They leave. Then there's the post-production. Then I'm re-listening to the entire episode. I'm jotting down notes of the outline. Then I'm taking that, and man, it's so crazy. Then
the re-listening part is nuts, right?
I hate it. I hate listening to myself talk.
It's crazy.
Then I'm writing out. So I take that outline. Then I'm writing out an intro. I'm writing out an outro. I'm recording the intro. I'm recording the outro. I'm taking the audio file, I'm syncing it to the visuals. Then from the outline, I'm pulling out 6 or 7 clips that I'm going to roll out once a day for that week.
Yep.
Or, for that week, 7 days. So I'll roll out.
You primarily focus on Instagram and YouTube?
Yes. And so then I make all those clips. That's a whole process in itself. Then the rollout day, then it's posting on Instagram. It's, every episode really, as we were just talking about before, it's definitely 10 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more. It goes by quick, and I've gotten to. It was harder in the beginning.
Sure.
When you're in like episode, at least for me, when I was at episode like 15, 16, I'm like, damn. And I wasn't even doing video at the time. I was just doing audio. I didn't even get into visuals until I was 44 in. And man, I was like, this is a lot of work. And then I got the video aspect in. And I was like, oh, this is a lot of work. But you just do it, and time ends up being. It just flows.
Thanks for watching this clip, guys. Make sure you check out the full episode in our Tobe YouTube channel. You can hear the full episode there. Or if you just want to listen to the podcast, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, or anywhere you can find a podcast.